Good day, everyone. I am Erika Junwer,
And I am Riami E. Jose.
and we are the reporters for today.
Today, we are going to tackle about the parts of speech mechanism. Before we start, do you have any idea about the parts of speech mechanism? Speech mechanism, it explains how the sounds are produced in the speech organs, the organs of human body that are involved in the production of speech. Sounds, either directly or indirectly, are called organs of speech. In order to make this speech, different organs must work together. So here's the organs of speech. The number one of parts of organs of speech is diaphragm. Diaphragm is a large sheet of a large sheet of muscle separating the chest cavity from the abdomen. It forms the floor of the chest and the root of the abdomen and gives pressure to the breath stream. Diaphragm is a look like a parakeet, just like what written in our PowerPoint. It forms the floor of the chest and the root of the abdomen and gives pressure to the breath stream. Next is lungs. The lungs can be described as large sponges that are alternately filled with air and emptied of it. It is the respiratory lung air, the air that we breathe out, that is the basic of the articulation of most speech sounds. Next is the trachea. The passage for the flow of air from the mouth to the oral and nasal passages for the production of speech sounds. So trachea, the channel via which air travels from the mouth to the oral cavity and the nasal passages through which speech sounds are produced. The next one is larynx. Larynx, it can be described as a fairly rigid box made up of cartilages or layers of muscles situated at the top of the trachea. In the larynx, there are two vocal cords that resembles a pair of lips horizontally from front to back. They are joined in the front but can be separated at the back, and the opening between them is called the glottis. So larynx is there are two vocal cords that are resembles a pair of lips horizontally from front to back. They are joined in the front but can be separated at the back, and the opening between them is known as the glottis. The larynx can be described as a fairly rigid box made up of cartilages or layer of muscles located at the top of the trachea. Next one is pharynx. Common passageway of air and food. It is located behind the nose and mouth and includes the cavity at the back of the tongue. So, pharynx is a common route for food and air. It encompasses the cavity at the near of the tongue and is situated behind the nose and mouth. So, pharynx is also this helps manipulate the vocal structure. Next one is epiglottis. Epiglottis, this is a left-shaped cartilaginous flap, prevents the food to enter the airway passage of the respiratory system while swallowing. So, epiglottis, the cartilaginous, sorry, the, this cartilaginous flap, which has the shape of leaf, keeps food from passing into the respiratory system's airway while being swallowed. Next is glottis or vocal cords. The Adam's apples contains larynx. Larynx contains vocal cords. The vocal cords contract and expand, vibrate, and do not vibrate. When the air produced in lungs is passing through the vocal tract, leading the production of different sounds called phonemes. Glottis is the gap formed in the middle of the vocal cords because of its different varying position. When the vocal cords is completely black, the glottis sound Q is produced. The glottis is used to control the vibration made by the vocal cords in order to make different sound. Glottis, larynx is a component of Adam's apple. The larynx houses the vocal cords, voice cords. When the air produced in the lungs passes through this vocal tract, the vocal cords contract, expand, vibrate, and do not vibrate, producing a variety of sounds called phonemes. Next is uvula, small knob of the lower border of the soft palate. It is a movable tip and the midline of the free border of the sac of the soft palate. The uvula is used to make guttural sounds. It helps to make nasal consonant by stopping air from moving through the nose. Uvula, this helps preventing air from escaping through the nose while producing sounds. The next topic will be discussed by our Miss Ed.
The next one is the velum or the soft palate. The soft palate is a mobile fleshly continuation of the roof of the mouth, culmination in the uvula. The movable velum can retract and elevate in order to separate the mouth from the nasal cavity, helping to make speech less nasally. The velum can be found in the upper part of the uvula, and when our tongue hits to the velum, it also makes special sounds like K, um, J, and N, and it is called the velar consonant. Okay, and the next one is the hard palate or the dome. The hard palate is the arched bony structure which forms the front part of the roof of the mouth from behind the alveolar ridge up to the area as the soft palate or velum. The hard palate found in the alveolar ridge, which is kani ibabaw sa tong teeth, then hangtod sa velum dito sa soft palate. Mo na kaning gahe nga nasa ibabaw the also known hard palate is also known as roof of the mouth. So kaning siyang gahe nga gikan diri behind sa ato ang alveolar ridge hangtod sa atong velum, that is what we call the hard palate. And they are produce sounds D, T, and J. Okay? And then, next is tongue. Tongue plays a very dominant role in the production of speech sounds. In the position of rest, the front of the tongue lies opposite of the soft palate. So, this is our tongue. The soft palate is the kanang kinatumyan sa atong tongue. Okay? And the front of the tongue is divided into the following parts: the blade of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, kanisa yung tumoy, then the edge of the tongue, also called the rime or the sides. Okay, the next is mouth. Mouth is divided into the vestibule and the oral cavity proper. In the vestibule is filled by placing the tongue tip outside the teeth but inside the lips. Tongue tip outside the teeth but inside the lips. Mura siya nasa silalom sa lips pero gawa siya sa teeth. And then the oral cavity is filled by retracting the tongue, closing the jaw, and moving the tongue about. So close lang nga to ang jaw. Okay, another one is the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge to make different sounds known as alveolar ridge. The tongue touch the ridge found in this organ. So this is what I call the alveolar ridge, kaning the upper part of our teeth. And then this is between the upper front of teeth and hard palate. Upper front of teeth and hard palate. And then this alveolar ridge can produce the sounds like T, D, L, N, S, and Z. Okay. Next one is the teeth. Teeth embedded in the alveolar ridge or the gum ridge in the oral cavity. So, this is our teeth. And just like the lips, the teeth is one of the important parts of the organ of speech because both upper and lower part of the teeth used in producing sounds like dental and labiodental consonant sounds. Okay. Another is the jaw. This is our jaw. Siya. Then, jaw is an important speech organ because of its ability to alter the shape of the mouth by its upward and downward movement. So when we talk, our jaw is moved like an downward and upward, di ba? Pag mag-istorya ta. Then, vowels described as close, half open, and open, which are actually distinguished by the position of the lower jaw. So, some phoneticians consider the jaw is an articulators since we move the lower jaw a lot of the time of speaking. Okay. Next one is the lips. Our lips. Our lips from different shapes such as an oval and movement in order to make different sounds. And sounds can be formed by using the teeth to shape the lips. Diba? When we talk, our lips is very useful because it shape because using the teeth to shape the lips. In combination with the tongue or to block air from escaping the mouth. Okay? The tongue moves throughout the mouth and with many of the other organs as well as making shapes like the lips in order to formulate speech. So, lips is one of the important parts of speech organ and they can be pressed together when we talk, right? When we talk, our lips is pressed together. And then, this like, the lips produce sounds like P and B. Our lips is nagamit siya P or B. Both upper and lower parts of the lips are considered the important apparatus in producing sounds. Okay. Next one is the nose. Okay. Nose consists of external and internal portion. Nostrils are the opening of the external nose. Nasal cavity or the internal nose is directly behind the external nose, through which the air passes on its way to the pharynx. Symptom divides the external and internal nose into two separate passageways. When we produce sounds, we need an air from our nose. And for example, the sounds which are produced with the nose are called the nasal sounds. Okay? When we speak the sounds that produce with our nose, nagamit itong ilong, mo na siya ang tawag nga nasal sounds. Okay? And that's all. Thank you.